Two new Pura at the same time, and one of them even limited? Hello, my name is Chris, and this is Writing Delight. Today I have two absolute novelties for you, which we of course want to take a close look at. Namely, these are two new Pelikan Pura versions. The special version comes in this box, and this one says it all: 15 years of Pura. The Pura was launched 15 years ago, and that's why they created the special version. Not just a special version, but a limited version. In addition to the turquoise limited edition, there's also a new violet. This is to replace the previous Bordeaux color version. Let's take a look at the 15th anniversary version. The shape is of course that of the Pura, but it is quite different. Because here we have a barrel that is completely turquoise, but has a pattern engraved on it. The otherwise silver surface does not exist. At least not in that way, because it is present, indicated by the absence of the pattern. The finial bears the Pelikan logo and is rather flat, as is the barrel end. As usual, we have a clip-on cap here with a silver grip section present underneath, and the modern nib. As is also usual with the Pura, we have a spring-loaded clip here that is excellently usable. The violet color version is in line with the normal look of the Pura series. Here, of course, the silver surface already mentioned stands out in comparison. But let's take a look at some details. Here is the pattern of the 15 years edition in close-up. This is supposed to represent the Y from the word years as it is used elsewhere. And it's also at the bottom of the cap. In addition to the Pelikan lettering, it is made clear here that this is a version to celebrate the 15 years of the Pura. The nib is modern, a plain finish with just the logo and a sleek, straightforward shape. The fountain pen feels good in the hand. It is long enough for large hands. The weight is more in the front. You can post the cap, it even snaps into place properly here. And with that, the fountain pen still sits well, but the weight has shifted to the back. Of course, we have the same behavior with the violet version, but that certainly surprised no one. Let's take a look at the writing behavior of the Pura. Both versions are here with a medium nib. The writing behavior of both versions is identical. And the fountain pen glides quite pleasantly over the paper here, with audible feedback. With medium pressure, a slight line variance can also be achieved. But just with medium pressure. By the way, the ink used here is Octopus Fluid's Baroque Jade. Writing with a Pura is pleasant. A good writing nib is used. The nib does not write too fluidly. We have a well-audible feedback, but it is not unpleasant. The nib can do a bit of line variance, but for normal writing rather too much pressure is needed. However, it is doable. Stiffer nibs are more universal though, and in no way bad. Some people prefer this explicitly. But let's take a look at the fountain pens in comparison. A small comparison of the two new versions and the long existing silver version of 2008. 15 years of Pura. A design that is still modern. And so that you can compare a little more in the Pelikan range, here is a cross-sectional overview. The Pura was a Celebrity on the left. And on the right, an M800, a P205 and the well-known M100 Stormtrooper. But of course also in comparison with the Visconti Homo sapiens, a Staedtler Initium, an Otto Hood Design 03, a Clio Scribent Classic and a Lamy Safari. When closed, still almost the shortest fountain pen, It lands in the good midfield with the cap removed. And it stays here even with the cap posted. In the second comparison, a Kaweco Supra, a Parker IM Vibrant Ring, a Kaweco Student, an Online Vision and a Diplomat Magnum. Here it is, one of the longer ones, and only becomes one of the smaller fountain pens when the cap is posted. But whatever the comparison, we have an interesting fountain pen here with the Pura. It's a modern fountain pen by the shape, even though it's already 15 years old. Most people associate Pelikan and fountain pens with the M series or the school fountain pens. But there are more fountain pens in the assortment, and now with 2 new versions. I find it interesting to create a version that celebrates this very anniversary. Slightly changed, but still clearly a Pura. I think it works even well. The pattern can also be felt haptically, but it is pleasant, and at least I like it. It is good that also the reference to this very anniversary exists in the cap. That rounds off the version. By the way, did you notice in the length comparison that in some shots the nib was not in line with the free field? When the fountain pen is screwed down correctly, this is the case. This also makes it look better. The violet version is not my color, I confess. I don't like it that much. Especially not when I have turquoise and violet together in front of me. But the fountain pen itself is of course flawless. That is personal taste. Oh yes, the free, or in this case silver field, is of course the same here. It is in alignment with the nib. Important for the fans of the Bordeaux version, this will probably be dropped from the range now. Instead, we now have violet. A disadvantage for some is of course a metal grip zone. It will be too slippery for some. But if you don't have any problems with that, you have a good and sturdy fountain pen here. Because the barrel and cap are made of metal, and yet not excessively heavy. By the way, the nib is available in the strings extra fine to broad. Oh yes, I still have to go a little bit into the 15 years. Because it is correct that the Pura, internally also called P40, came on the market for the first time in 2008. In, as far as I know, 2 versions, blue and silver. A little later a third color was added. But the Pura was also discontinued in the meantime, and then available again from 2020 with some new color variants. But it's true, it's been 15 years. And the special version is thus rightly made. But no matter which version you like, the Pura is a good writing instrument from Pelikan. Simple and timeless in design, even after 15 years. And if you buy this pen, you have a good writing instrument. Do you have a Pura? Which would be your version? Maybe the 15 years edition? Let me know. I would like to thank Pelikan for providing me with the 2 new versions for this test. And of course to you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. See you next time.